Hey everybody, welcome back to Doc G's Reloading. I just wanted to do some final thoughts on the Kimber K6S. They're 2-inch 357 Magnum 6-shot, and the install of the Crimson Trace. That's the Crimson Trace grip on it with the rubber and the wood. And I took this out to the range, and I got my snap caps in there right now. So the one thing I found is that, you know, it works. So I'll get into the holster too in a second, and these pouches. So if you want to grip the gun like you would normally, where you know you're gripping right with your fingertip there. You know, that's how I shoot my competition guns and my semi-autos, but that won't work with this gun. Actually, after 12 shots, I tore a nice chunk of skin off of my finger here. It's just now finishing the healing part. So what you have to do with this gun is, if you got big hands and long fingers like I do, you got to grip it like this and pull back this way. So no big deal, but I did 12 shots this way, my standard way. I don't know how you guys can see that better. Maybe that way. Yeah. So I did 12 shots, you know, this way, and just the recoil and the trigger guard hitting my finger within 12 shots tore off the skin, and I was done. So shooting it this way instead of here, so instead of having my finger here, I move my finger to the first knuckle and I pull that way, and it works just fine. So engage the laser and pull, and that's kind of where you need to have your finger. Now I have massive hands, big beefy meat hooks, so for me that's where I needed to grip it in order for it to work properly. I took it out the other day and I put 30 rounds through it, five cylinders, and no problems at all. And the aim is fine, and you're always two-handing it anyway, and nothing gets in the way. So I grip it like this, you know, and I just pull. So it works just fine. So that's kind of my grip. You can kind of see that's my grip there when I'm shooting this gun, and this thumb's out of the way enough. But that's the one caveat to this gun, is I could not shoot it like I would my normal guns with the trigger between, you know, equidistant between the tip of the finger and the what we call distal interphalangeal joint, which would be the first knuckle joint. I have to shoot it here in that joint itself, and it works out fine. So anyway, really nice gun. Crimson Trace needed. I sighted it just off the sights in my basement at 50 feet, and then adjusted it, and it was a little off. So that's why you go to the range. So I went to the range, and it was shooting a little low, so I just brought it up a little bit, and otherwise it shot great. So moving on to the pouches. These pouches are really nice. I do really like them. They're a bit more comfortable. They don't imprint at all on clothing because they are pulled up to your body more than the Galco ones are. And you know, you just slide your belt into here. You know, slide your belt into there, and then you just snap this over your belt. You know, you just put a snap there and a snap there, and then your belt's behind there, and then you just slide this in, pull it over, snap it shut, and it pulls it up nice and tight. It doesn't jiggle around at all. So I do like these better than the Galcos. I'll tell you that right now. So I do like these, and again, this is just personal preference. I do like, these are made by DeSantis, even though they say Kimber on them. I bought them through the Kimber website. But I do like those holders better than the Galcos. The Galcos just stick out a little bit more. They can imprint on clothing a little bit easier. So one reason I just prefer these. Also, I told you that I did love the Galco holster because I wore it for a weekend and it was really comfortable and worked good. This one is the DeSantis one that I had on the previous video, and I have to admit I like this one more. You need a T25 Torx to loosen this up here, and then just adjust, you know, however you need it. Mine, I need a little bit more vertical. It just keeps it so when my belt's here, the gun is more vertical. Now, you know, I do have a little gut to me, so you know, the gut kind of pushes down on it a little bit. But I'll tell you, I wore this thing for a weekend, and in and out of the car, sitting, standing, it didn't need any readjustment. The Galco one, I kind of had to reach down and readjust on occasion just to get it moving. This one was pretty much invisible. And I do like the fact that, you know, it's got the easy opening there, so you can just get it in there like that. Plus, my belt is nowhere near hitting this activator for my Crimson Trace. So if you don't have a Crimson Trace, it's no big deal. You could use either. But I did notice on the Galco that if the Galco got angled just the right way in my pants, that the belt would hit the activator button. So this one solves that problem, the DeSantis. So this is the DeSantis model for the Kimber. So this is what I've settled on for equipment with this. So I mean, I'll still keep the Galco holster, and I may still use it on occasion for different applications, but for the most part, I'm pretty much going to be using the Kimber / DeSantis speed loaders. Oh, and thanks to those of you who wrote in and said that there's a couple other companies that make these speed loaders that do fit. I did order some from 5-Star in red anodized, but they're 4 to 6 weeks behind, so they're going to be a while before I get them. But I did order 2 of them, I think 2 of them from 5-Star in red anodized, and they look cool, and I'm going to try those out. And they are cheaper. They're a good, I think, almost 20 bucks cheaper than these are a piece. So, but just as far as, so, you know, speed loader aside, I'm going to use these pouches. I'm going to use the DeSantis holster, and I've got the Crimson Trace laser on it. The laser worked great at the range. No problems, no issues. Usual Crimson Trace stuff. It's really nice wood and rubber combined. Again, the gun is $900. The grip is $400. I mean, that's a lot of money just for a grip. But anyway, you know, to shoot this gun up close reliably, you got to really almost need a laser. I mean, that's my personal opinion, my personal preference. I have 2 snub nose ones, this one and the J-Frame in 38 Special plus P, and both of my revolvers that I carry on occasion. Those are the only 2 revolvers I have that I carry. I have a lot of revolvers, but the only 2 that I carry are this one and my 38 Special plus P. And that one is both have the Crimson Trace grips on them. I just think if you're, you know, 5 to 10 feet away, you can take a hip shot and easily hit your target with it, rather than having to worry about coming up to aim with it. Because even a hip shot, very hard to do accurately beyond a yard or 2, or maybe even 3, but beyond 1 to 3 yards, hip shots are not, I wouldn't shoot hip shots. So that's it. So that's just wanted to update everybody on it. DeSantis holster is what I settled on. Both DeSantis and Galco, both very nice holsters. But this one just seemed to work better for me and for my body style. These I like. They are a little bit more of a pain in the neck to put on. But once you get them snapped on, you just drop it in there, snap it, and then, you know, if you do have to go to the bathroom or something and you undo your belt, this is just going to stay in your belt. It's not going to come off at all. So you don't have to worry about that. And then I do have some 5-star speed loaders ordered, but just not here yet. All right, thanks again for watching Doc G's Reloading, and let me know if you have any questions.